Okay, so I've decided to choose the magical girl of love and justice. Yes, maniac, I guess. Anyway, I chose Castor because magic is cool and stuff. Yeah, I have great reasonings. Oh yeah, where's Spellfry? In that moment, gentle days end. Yep. Huh. Actually, I guess it's referring to the fact that the prologue is finally ending, and that's good. I always awaken very abruptly. I don't even think I dream. I suddenly find myself walking to school. My headache worsens day by day, until it finally buzzes in my head like an alarm. That day, impotent numbness, I wake up twice as fast as normal. I walk to the schoolyard. It's clear and cloudless. 7:30 a.m. But what season is it? When I try to recall what season it is, I start to get so dizzy I almost pass out. I may wind up back in bed if I let go and faint. For some time, I've been embracing a rush of useless information. The normal stuff you'd see at a school, like the hustle and bustle of my classmates by the entrance. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When I push the thought, my field of vision fizzles. Today, again today, there's a crowd of students milling in front of the school gate, and more are being directed that way. As to what's going on, there's a boy in black uniform in front of the school gate. He's my friend, as I recall. He's Issei Ryudo, as I recall. I remember this from the first time, when Issei notices me looking at him. He pushes through the crowd. Good morning. Lovely weather we're having, don't you think? Why do you look so surprised? We announced at last week's assembly that this month the student council would have strictly enforced school rules. He runs through his spiel, as if this was the first time he'd ever disclosed the information. I already know this. I know it. I already know what happens. It's happened more than once. I'm seized by a headache. I'm so dizzy I feel like I'm being forcibly locked out of my consciousness. First, let me check your student ID. I shouldn't need to remind you, but it should be on you at all times. My login ID is being checked. It's so obvious now. I answer clearly to the question that usually makes me go dizzy. Oh no. I want to be pretty. Oh, this is even worse. Okay, I think I've got it. So, kawaii? Moedeki. No, that's a first name. Okay, so then Moeda. Yeah. Okay. Now for nickname, right. I should have thought of this beforehand. So, okay, I can do this. Molchan. No, it's stupid. Oh, I've got it. Yeah. Perfect. Wait. This is gonna be difficult to work with. I have to rewrite it. Sorry about this. Really shouldn't take this long. got something even better. Big booty level 63. Oh yeah. Alright. I've done it. Yes, it is more than okay. It's perfect. So I spent like 2.5 minutes on that, I think. I'm so great. Great, there's no telling when an emergency will occur, and it will be a help to have your ID. I feel nauseous, and I know it has nothing to do with what I ate for breakfast this morning. I feel nauseous because of the world around me. It's repeating itself over and over, and that's making me sick. Now for the uniform inspection. Collar check, pant hems check. And your socks, check. I want him to get out of my way. I want this repetition to stop. I push him aside and go forward. I'm not nice about it either. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebooks, textbooks, pencil box. Not even a whiff of contraband. Your nails are evenly cut and your haircut is sensible. Indeed, quite remarkable. You're a model Tsukimihara Academy student. He keeps on talking loudly, even though he's facing no one. I have a headache. I'm shivering. I know one thing for sure. This is wrong. This is not the school I know. It can't be. I have to go. I have to hurry and wake up, or else it will be too late. But who am I awakening for? Alright, don't have to go through boring school stuff. My anxiety and headaches are only getting worse. Afternoon arrives while I desperately try to find a way to escape this bizarre situation. As is now the norm, my vision is overlaid with some kind of unnatural distortion. Uneasiness, futility, emptiness. I want someone to explain to me the true nature behind all of these feelings. There must be a key somewhere. Something that will have the answers to all of my questions. Maybe it's this girl. Does she know? Man, where is everyone? It's like a ghost town around here. Things getting weird. That guy doesn't know. There's the previous narrator, as you know. The moment I stepped forward onto the first floor, my feelings of unease intensify. There's a student wearing a red uniform, Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I lay eyes on him, I immediately feel intimidated and humiliated. There's also someone trailing behind him. It looks like one of my classmates. The more I think, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly I've come across while on campus. There are other things that seem off as well. It's becoming clearer now. There are people who shouldn't exist. Students that mysteriously vanish. The fabric of reality is becoming unraveled. Don't turn away now. What is the truth? Don't turn away now. What defines the world you know? Don't turn away now. There's a reason why you're here. Come, do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. Okay, I will not close eyes. I will walk with eyes open. Yeah. Leo and one of the guys from my class are talking in the hallway, up ahead. The attention to detail is quite impressive. Even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that is the case, this world is in some ways more real than the real world it represents. Okay. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? You guys, for a moment it feels as if he is including me in his comment. However, Leo begins speaking to my classmate. seemingly oblivious to my presence. Greetings. I believe this is the first time we've had an actual conversation. Leo gives me a smile with no hostility. However, I have the suspicion that there is something malicious behind his smile. Attending school wasn't half bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I did not come here to play being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. And for me, the time to do so has arrived. With those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell would be accurate in this situation. For reasons I cannot explain, I have the distinct feeling that we will see each other again. So, I guess I should use the more congenial see you later. Well, it's time for me to move on. I wish you the best of luck. As I said last time, he's a ghost. Leo said as much, even going so far as to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reason, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I'm trying to get things straightened out in my mind when Leo suddenly disappears. Okay, previous narrator was a ghost too. The student who was following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment he vanishes, my vision distorts, and the shock threatens to overwhelm me. What is going on here? I wonder if this place is the source of my unease. So yeah, last time when I said that something was strange, I was referring to the fact that new narrator wasn't seeing behind this wall. Yeah, that's all. Search. Like him, I placed my hand on the wall, expecting to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth, to why I have these feelings, begins right here. Oh no, man, do I want to know? Not sure. Ooh. I shouldn't do this, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The atmosphere changes. There's a doorway, an entrance where the concrete wall used to be. It's not something of this world. There's no doubt this door leads to some place unfathomable. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step toward the truth. An entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is my strange, silent attendant. He is to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead. A disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need something. Sorry. I need to do something besides stand here. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to head into the darkness with only this strange doll's protection. Okay. Oh yeah, they're going to teach us how to play rock, paper, scissors soon. It's gonna be great. While this music is a really nice change from what it usually is, I'm afraid I'm gonna speed it up. What? It's not working! Why? Oh, fraps. Damn you, fraps. Ooh. If I go back, will it change back? That's nice, I guess. Come on, I want to play some rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. We're getting there. doll thing. It's like made out of, I don't know what those are. It's like lava's going through it or something. That's stupid. It's not lava. No longer a typical school campus. The floors and walls, the air, even the aura are slightly off. It wouldn't surprise me to see a monster pop out of the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. Welcome, potential master. Hi. With a shocking sadness, a voice begins speaking. It sounds like it's coming from the empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal. Now, please step forward. Okay. There's a treasure. I want the treasure. Why won't you let me have the treasure? Okay, it's a folder. I call it treasure now. But this is supposed to be a computer, and that's kind of stupid. Okay, whatever. Inside of it is a farewell present of sorts for those who are about to face the trial. Touch it to open it. Future computers are cool. You just touch things, man. Now that happens in modern computers, doesn't it? But stupid in those ones. Before you is an enemy program. It is programmed to attack on sight. Touching it will initiate a battle. But you won't actually fight, as you are too fragile. The effigy given to you will fight in your stead. If your effigy is ever destroyed in battle, you will no longer be shielded from harm. To put it bluntly, you will die, so be very careful in battle. But there's no need to be afraid for now. Just do what I say, and you'll be perfectly safe for the time being. First off, why don't I explain a bit about battles? First of all, there are 3 basic commands that you can use in a battle. Attack, guard, and break. Each turn in battle is composed of 6 actions, and you'll need to tell your effigy what your strategy is to be. Okay, I know how to play rock, paper, scissors. I'm just gonna skip all this. Oh no, man. Not sure what I should do. It's pretty scary. This enemy's pretty tough, man. I mean, I'm just really lucky that I got 3 attacks in a row on him. Seriously. Wow. I just defeated him without ever counterattacking. I'm absolutely shocked. Though I said earlier that I did want to play rock, paper, scissors. I forgot how boring it was. Well, later battles will probably be pretty suspenseful, I think. No, this is lame. Right, that doesn't work. Oh, extra turn. An alternate reality. You got wrecked, son. You got wrecked. Yes, that's exactly right. As you may have already noticed, performing 3 successful actions in a row results in a chain. By performing multiple chain attacks, you can perform a devastating follow-up attack on your opponent. While doing multiple chain attacks in the heat of battle may be difficult, the results make it worth the effort. Now, please proceed. Yeah, man. Being able to hit the opponent one more time is so... Oh yeah. It's fantastic, you know. Especially when they don't even fight back to your normal attacks. One cool history, dudes. Where are they? When I played this game, I was told there'd be cool history dudes. I'll have have is Japanese high schoolers. And a robot. And yes. Go to kick it. Yes. Alright, so can I have a real battle now? Please. Please. I want battle. Ah, yes. Thank you, system. All the enemy programs you've faced so far have only used one move, which won't happen in a real fight. Like you, your enemies will choose their actions based on the situation and general observation. That's actually not true. Their actions are entirely based on patterns. Their actions will be very difficult for you to predict at first. As you face the same enemy multiple times, you'll be able to read their tendencies and patterns correctly. So exactly what I said. Okay, so attack, break, guard, I think. Hope this works. Probably got completely wrong. Not that matters. Let's go! Now I can get a real history, dude. Actually, it's history, woman. Ho ho ho. I made it. At the end of a very long road, after going through a door that suddenly appeared in the hot wall. The oppressive air of this place where the spirits of the dead still linger. Here's my goal. That's what I thought. Further in, it appears as if someone had collapsed. When I look into his face, it's the student who was following Leo just now. I call out to him, but get no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him, but when I notice, he is stone cold. What a twist. I go as pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It is at this moment. Ha ha ha! The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to its feet with a clatter. After having to fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing is an enemy as well. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. It's too bad I have to lose this. I actually tried save states once, and yeah, it always does exactly the opposite. Well, it always counters you perfectly. So, that's the most damaging attack to use, I believe. If it's countered. Maybe it was attack those. We'll see. Yeah, it was critical though, so it might not really count. Whatever. Yeah, I did. Well, I guess we'll head over to the next narrator now. You seem to be lacking as well. I can hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come. With your inevitable loss, I will consider this round of preliminaries to be over. Farewell. I pray you'll find peace in your annihilation. That is the voice's final words to me. I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare at the floor. I think I'm going to die here. Suddenly, at the edge of my now hazy vision, a number of brown-colored lumps seemed to rise from the ground. Actually, it might be that I just noticed them now. They may have been there from the beginning, for all I know. Those lumps are the bodies of an untold number of fallen Tsukumihara Academy students. Good times. Very good times. The guy before me wasn't the only one to fall. All of the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. And in a very short while, I suppose I'll become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes now. I did all that I could, so maybe it'd be better to end now. No! I refuse to give up! I refuse to give up. I summon all of my strength in an attempt to get back on my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearably intense pain shoots through my entire body. If that's how it's going to be, no, if this is... I still refuse to give up. I don't want it to end like this. I cannot ignore the intense pain coursing through my body. I've reached a point where I no longer see the stars in my eyes. My eyes feel like they're on fire. I feel like all 5 of my sentences are being ripped from my body. I'm afraid. Afraid of the pain. Afraid of losing my senses. I'm afraid of becoming a corpse. And the most terrifying thing, disappearing without trace for any reason at all. It's not right that I disappear here. My consciousness, shot through with waves of distortion, screams out against the injustice of it all. What was the purpose of suffering through those headaches just to fade away here and now? What were they all for if I just fade away here and now? I have to stand up. It's okay if I'm scared. It's okay if I'm in pain. I have to rise above all that. Because I have yet to fight of my own volition and on my own terms. Okay, I guess.
どこの誰とかとか全然存じませんが、その同国、その頑張り、他の神様が聞き逃しても、私の耳にピンときました。
Well, thanks, I guess. You're pretty cool. God.
羽化の御霊の神もご承覧あれ。この人を冥府に落とすのはまだ早すぎ。だってこのイケメン魂、きっと素敵な人ですから。ちょっと私にくださいな。
Okay. The sound of breaking glass is accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I manage to move my weary body and aching head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising up from the floor in the middle of the room. That form. Okay. Yep. Just don't have anything to say. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was different, clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human, or of any enemy I've faced in getting here. An awesome power that seems as if it vaporized anyone it touches, swirls within my body, almost against my will. Even if you weren't exactly clear why you named me one, I've brought you a Vulpine wife from the Imperial Tomb. Okay, thanks. Oh right, she's talking. That's right, I am your master. problem with casters. She takes a hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the handshake grabbed comes a sudden warmth, and then a sharp pain like I've been cut from it by a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, is a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person standing before me. And then, a noise behind me brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there, now in a fighting stance. I wince uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat at its hand. Yeah, aren't you like still mortally injured? Or something? I don't think just establishing a contract with a servant would do that kind of thing. Like, spontaneous healing. I'd understand if I'd understand if it was King Arthur and stuff, but whatever. Master, if it isn't any trouble, would you please leave this to me? I will obliterate that worthless wooden toy, and erase any trace of its existence from this world. What is that? Is that the flying disc is weird. Okay. Wow, this is a tough battle, man. I seriously have no idea what to do. Oh, man. This unknown is pretty tough. Wow, I got through an entire round and didn't hit me once. I'm so amazed. I must just have the best rock, paper, scissors luck in existence. Yeah, level 2! The battered effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. Oh, I should have seen what skills she had. Oops. Thanks to you, my dear master, I was able to win while using only 5% of my power. Cool, I guess. She continues to talk. However, the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark on my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns through my consciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is your command seal. It is proof that you have dominion over a servant. You can use it to give 3 orders that must be obeyed. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Once again, I hear that voice. I somehow manage to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations. You've endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort, to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I feel like this is Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is in charge of the Grail War. I've had this duty for a long time. This is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Oh, what have I done? I see. Square button and stuff. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thanks, I guess. Thinking about it, the voice seems like that of a not 30-year-old man, and it's really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice as a priest, dressed in a somber cassock. So totally Gilgamesh. Oh, you're curious about my identity? I'm honored, but I'm insignificant. I'm merely a part of the system. I'm just a guide, tasked with giving you a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I'm no more than words, no more than the mountain you just conquered. no more than a record of the past. A record. So if I raise any objection to this voice, does it mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation. Something about you having a light. Am I a Keyblade wielder? I have no clue who would say such a thing about me. But that short phrase struck my heart because, for some reason, I knew the words were sincere. And as for, I expect good things from you, it seemed more of a command than encouragement. Now, let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For the most part, the monotony of everyday life continues on, without end. Your decision to look behind the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War? The right to exist? That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail, and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in now, is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle, where many magi will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, magi. Had I not bestowed upon you the earth desire, you'd be merely saints, capable of committing sin. Now I fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest of desires. The voice reverberates throughout this hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill? Magi? Holy Grail that grants wishes? These questions, and more, swirl inside my head, and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In a war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant, the spear that pierces, the shield that protects. I have to take a break now. My apologies. A legendary soul whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. I look over at the young woman with the foxtail, who returns my look with a glowing smile. She is my servant. It seems you've decided, and with that decision as payment, I now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The marks on my hand, the command seal, once again begin to become excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. Did she deed? I reach the limits of my endurance and my mind starts to shut down. As I lose consciousness, I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now, let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through the battle is the divine providence of man. Magi who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength. Yay. Oh, is it the end of the day? Okay. I should save multiple places and stop recording.